Hi, I'm Jackie. If you suffer from chronic lower back pain, I'm so sorry, it's awful. I know it's the worst kind of pain, maybe equal to tooth pain. But there's lots of things you can do. So firstly, accept it, but secondly, there's some gentle exercises that will help you that I'll go through with you now. So I hope that you feel a little bit better and you can do them regularly as well, and it will make a difference. Just stimulate blood flow. And please let me know how you feel after as well. Now, the most important thing really for general health, spinal health, your muscles, your skin, your heart, your brain, your liver, is to drink plenty of water. And a lot of us, we just forget. We just go through the day and we've only drunk 1 glass of water and we'd had 1 coffee and a cup of tea or something, or maybe 2 glasses of water. It's not enough. You need to drink in summer plenty, maybe 2 litres, depending on where you live and what the season is. But just drink plenty of water. It's a simple thing, a simple health technique that a lot of people don't quite get right. So maybe do that first and turn your phone on silent. Your back is more important than that message coming through. So first, just seeing how you feel in your spine for standing. And if you always have weight more in one foot, that's not going to be helpful. So try to, transition the weight and be more aware of standing evenly in both feet. If you're in a lot of pain, then just really gentle movements. Do a few little gentle movements around the spine. Just experiment a little bit. Is one side stiffer? Reaching one arm up. Maybe the stiffer side, you can gently do a bit more on that side. Maybe you can free up that side. Moving the hips from side to side. And then going into a little bit of hips forward, hips sort of flexion, extension through the hip joint there. And what does your spine prefer? Is it tricky to go back, or does that feel good? Or is it tricky? Where do you get the pain? So just noticing, if you get more pain going forward, then maybe your spine would get relief out of some gentle extensions that we'll be doing. But you need to still do a bit of forward movement. You need to, if you never go there, that's not great, because then that stiffness gets set and then you kind of never unwire the pain receptors going from brain to body. And so it's quite complex really, but make sure if it's aggravating to go forward and twist, of course you're going to avoid that movement because no one likes pain, but you need to start going there a little bit and slowly working on your full range of movement. So yoga is particularly good for that, but you've got to get the right kind. This is particularly good. Hands are really quite high on the wall, and some of you, that will feel really good. And you feel like you're almost hanging. Okay, maybe you have a hanging bar or a local kids park, and that can be really helpful as well. Maybe your gym has some hanging bars. I have them at my yoga studio, but it's not for everyone. Okay. So just keep your spine moving throughout the day. See all this rotation. Flexion, extension, reaching up, touch the ceiling. This is the most simple thing, but probably one of the best ones to do throughout the day. Just reaching up, try to touch the ceiling and feel that lift out of the lower spine. A bit of a wriggle, feel like you're decompressing. So you might not want to hang, but feel like you're lifting, reaching the sky or the ceiling. Okay, a little bit of shaking, a little bit of rubbing like this. Maybe you've got some nice cream, maybe some ice packs. But just think, stimulating blood flow, keep things moving. So not too much sitting, not too much standing in one place, sitting in one place. Plenty of moving, walking, little bits of sitting, little bits of lying, little bits of standing, little bits of moving around. Okay. So going to go down to the floor now and do a few little releases there. that hopefully will help to relieve that pain. Come down to all fours. And just like when we're standing, you can sort of wriggle your hips side to side and just play around with little tiny movements, and just seeing a lot of people, one side, there's pain on one side. So that means there is a bit of an imbalance in the muscles. So if we can try to locate, okay, we're stiffer there. And often the stiffer side is not ready to stretch, but eventually you do want to get into it a bit when it's ready to lengthen the stiffer side. But often the softening on the other side. So think when you stretch one side, let's say you stretch one side and you're trying to, there's compression on this side. So think about it's as much about the length here, but the softening there, which is relieving as well. But the cat-cow that is very common in yoga, lots of different, just think you're plumping up your discs, and just do a little bit of this throughout the day and just see how you go. Just experiment. Maybe do it every 2 hours. Do 30 seconds. Or even if you just do it twice a day for 1 minute. So it doesn't need to be a lot, but think little things throughout the day, little bits of movement for your spine, because you don't want to be in pain. And it's possible that you can be pain-free. So put a bit of work in rather than just complain and take medication. Okay, there's so much you can do at any age to heal. Now, this is particularly good too for most people, lying on your belly, and see how that feels with your chin in your hands, and that's just the most gentle extension. Maybe just lift up a little bit, and you probably have done these before, maybe, I hope you have, because they're so important to mitigate the modern world and sitting at the computer, at the steering wheel, sitting too much, at the iPhone, at the net, on the Netflix, or whatever you have. Okay, but some people coming up a little bit more feels really good. And you can play with, pelvic tilts, and really you should be doing a bit of yoga with a really good teacher, because you'll learn so much. Yoga can be incredibly good for your back. It can be bad for your back. There's a lot of crap yoga out there. So see, and some people need to be careful. Some people that aggravates their back, but most people I think that would be helpful. There's also some people this is really, really good, and some people, if the bulge is quite serious, disc bulge, obviously you don't want to aggravate, but a little bit of this, and some people can go further into it. You might just do that much, but you want to get some flexion to your spine. If you can't kneel, that's okay. Let's do this one. Lying on your back. And so you could do really gentle flexion there. I'll grab behind my knee. Maybe you're not ready for that, but eventually you might go a little bit fit when your back is telling you it's okay. So a bit of that is really good. And then this is a really good one. You can go really slowly. It's the windscreen wiper. You can have your feet together and just go slowly. But when your back starts feeling good, start getting more range. Start getting more range of movement. And eventually, establishing full range of movement in your spine and all your joints. If you do the work, it's possible, even if you've had a serious injury. Just takes more effort, that's all. And most people don't put it in. So the joint is never quite the same again. It's just always stiffer. It's holding onto that tension, that trauma. So think you can, just like mentally, you can work on your head. You can work on your physical body too. Okay, and always good to do some relaxation and just lying on your back, and you could have your knees bent and you could play around with different positions. One leg straight, and there's lots of different things you can do. Even legs a little bit off to the side can be very relieving for some disc bulges. Reaching your arms up, some people find very relieving. So everybody's spines are different and injuries are different, but usually it is in the L4, L5 area, and usually it's a bit of a bulge at the back, which means the extensions will be good. So you could also lie back over a bolster, or I'll show you, I've got a pillow here, and I'll show you what I mean with a couple of pillows. And a lot of people find this really helps as well. So see, my back's slightly arched, feels really good, but that's not for everyone. And just a bit of relaxation to finish, some deep breaths into your belly, which can help release the lower back too and lower any pain. And once again, just lying and scanning and just accepting how you are. And notice how your body feels for the next few hours, and maybe if it feels a bit better, you can keep going and experiment with some of those exercises. So carefully come up, or stay for longer if you like, and let me know how you go. I really love to get the feedback. Thank you so much. Please subscribe.